Well, I think we have to contextualize the visit in the sense, first of all, of course, it is commemorative. We are celebrating the 75th anniversary of the diplomatic relations, establishment of diplomatic relations. So there is a big reception to celebrate this particular anniversary. Okay, that is number one. So this is the symbolic importance of the visit. But more than that, one must know, we ought to know that Pakistan and China have a unique relationship. And it is a common thing between us to consult each other, frequent exchange of high-level visits, high-level exchanges. This is a norm and established practice between the two countries. You saw the other day there was a high-level delegation from China here by the vice chairman of the National People's Congress, yes, NPC. So this is a regular feature of our bilateral relations. Now, Prime Minister was in China in September last year. Then recently President Zardari visited there, right? And now Prime Minister is there. So, and this is important because this visit is taking place after President Trump's visit to Beijing and then President Putin's visit to Beijing. And you know that during these two visits, Iran issue was a high priority in their discussions. And now Prime Minister has gone there. He'll be meeting President Xi Jinping. He'll be meeting other leaders, Premier Lee. And of course, the discussion will be on Iran crisis, how Pakistan and China can concern. They are already cooperating and coordinating with each other on this crisis. But how more can be done? What more can be done to advance this process? And I think Pakistan, because the importance of Pakistan's, because of this mediation, which is being carried out by our side even now, because as you would know, Field Marshal was also, it was reported that he might also accompany the Prime Minister to Beijing. But right now he's in Tehran and is conducting this mediation. So my point is that, of course, Chinese leaders would like to hear firsthand from the Prime Minister not only how we see the progress, how we see the prospects of this crisis, and the current status. So I think Chinese would be greatly interested. And then, of course, what can be done to further coordinate in that regard between Pakistan and China. No, it will, yes, this will be a dominant item as far as the regional situation is concerned, because China is also affected, Pakistan is affected because of this Iran-US standoff. But of course, our bilateral relations, this is a discussion will take place on the entire range of the cooperative mechanisms and endeavors we are making, especially on the implementation of the next phase of CPEC. And Prime Minister is also addressing the business community there in a business and investment conference, which is basically, our effort is to attract the Chinese business community, because recently the government has streamlined some of the processes through improving the procedures and the legal mechanism through SIFC. So I think Prime Minister will make a plea on that count. And Chinese are still interested in exploring Pakistani market, because if you see the latest figures, China is still the largest investor in Pakistan. So, and I think there are some good projects which are going on. Chinese companies are coming in Lahore, this Challenge company, textile company, which is making, textile products. And they are invested. They have already invested, I think, $200 or $300 million, and they intend to increase that investment. So these are the opportunities we have to give a boost to our economy, and if our side is able to convince the Chinese side, and then of course on the regional situation, we will also discuss the South Asian scenario, India's intransigence and India's attitude towards Pakistan in terms of hostile stance, the suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty. So all these issues will come up, and I think we will also be able to share our perspective on our evolving relations with the United States. Well, from I was looking at the figures and the facts after Prime Minister's visit last year, when he met the business community there. Since then, there has been progress. Not a phenomenal progress, but there has been progress. Chinese companies have come in and they are still coming. They are discussing with other people. Challenge is ours, not Chinese. Security is an issue, no doubt. There is a major concern for Chinese. Well, the government has taken a number of measures on that count also. But yes, whether we are able to provide that enabling environment, business-friendly environment to China and convince them that now the situation is better, even the security situation is better, and now you can come in and our procedures and our policy is much better, so you'll find it attractive. You can make some profit through joint ventures, etc. So let's see, but it is our main challenge. And security, managing security is also a main challenge because, for example, if you want Chinese participation in the mining sector, your mining potential is in Balochistan and KP. So, and the situation is not that good there. You see, I mean, there is militancy, there is terrorism. So that is a challenge for us. But we have, for example, in Punjab, where you have safe areas where they can invest, and other safe areas in Sindh also. So I think there are good prospects, and I think we are making efforts, but it remains a challenge. Well, the last the last sentence is correct. There are very few countries which have a trade surplus with China because China is the largest trading nation, largest manufacturing nation. They produce everything. So countries who trade with China, they generally suffer from a trade deficit. We cannot bridge this trade deficit. There is no way. When I was there, our exports were about $2 billion. And now they are, I think, $3 billion or thereabout. So this is a very good jump for Pakistan because of the concerted efforts which have been made by the government of Pakistan, by our embassy there in Beijing. So, and the trend is good. And we have started exporting some new items, livestock, agriculture products. This has started. And some other these products, what I call jewelry products, gemstones and all that, furniture items which were not exported before. Export base is Our export base is very small. That's the problem. So we need manufacturing facilities here. We need joint ventures. We should encourage Chinese to come here, produce here, and for exports to China and to the region. So this is the secret. No, China is on the same page with us today. Chinese and Russia's, I think, after President Putin's visit, they have made a call on Afghanistan not to let their territory be used against neighboring countries or countries in the region. So China is with Pakistan on that count. There's no issue, but yes, Afghanistan will be discussed definitely, and shares, China shares this perspective with Pakistan that Afghanistan has to do more to contain this problem, to curb the militant outfits, which are, but I think that Afghanistan is simply failing on that count, and it is a growing concern because if these outfits are allowed to fester, and they can pose a bigger threat not only to this region but to the world. So somehow there has to be more pressure on the Kabul government to come clean on that count. I think the decision remains there, in my view. I don't think that it will be cancelled or, it will be reversed. We have agreed, Pakistan and China have agreed in principle to extend CPAC to to Afghanistan. But that will happen only if Afghanistan is stable, if Afghan soil is not being used for military attacks on Pakistan. We are losing our soldiers practically every day. So this cannot go on. So Afghanistan has to cooperate with Pakistan. Afghanistan has to cooperate with the regional countries. And all countries in the region are hugely concerned over what is happening in Afghanistan. And there are also other obscurantistic policies, very narrow-based policies which Afghanistan is following. But for the time being, I think for Pakistan, the biggest concern is terrorism, which is emanating from Afghanistan. It is before you. We are doing it successfully so far, and I think in the past also we have managed. Even when we were in CETO and CENTO in 70s, we started moving towards China, right? In late 60s, in mid 60s, before, and you would recall 1965 war with India when China fully supported Pakistan and onwards. Then 9/11 came. We even gave our bases to Americans, right? But China did not give up on Pakistan, or Pakistan did not give up on China. We maintained that equilibrium in our relations. So the same scenario prevails now. With China, we have a strategic partnership. There is no compromise on that relationship because it is time tested and it has proved its worth, its value for both countries. We also support them, they also support us. It's a mutual support, mutual respect, and mutual whatever. So with America, there have been ups and downs, but luckily now for the last 1.5 years, President Trump has reviewed U.S. policy towards Pakistan and has kind of brought about that balance in U.S. relations with South Asia, with Pakistan. So we are taking advantage of that. And if there are new opportunities which are coming up for cooperation in IT, mining, and education, welcome. Pakistan does not have any ill will towards anyone. I mean, it's United States, and we have enjoyed very good relations with the United States. So why should we be? They should also not be concerned over our relations with China because that relationship is not working against the U.S. interest, or our relations with U.S. also would not work against China. So because of the unique geography we have. And Gulf countries, we have enjoyed traditionally good relations, and now we are even institutionalizing this relationship, through security arrangements and more economic heft, which we are adding to this relationship. So my point is that we can keep this balance. I don't think so. If we really play our cards well in diplomacy, and Pakistan is capable of doing that. Pakistan has showed that in the past too, and I think we can do it very comfortably without annoying any part. And good for us. Right now, we have good relations with the United States, with China, with Russia. Central Asian countries are coming to you. Gulf countries are looking towards Pakistan after the Marka-e-Haq. So it's a God-given opportunity for Pakistan to leverage this advantage for its economic, how would I say, economic revival, and the challenges we have in economic domain. Those should be tackled on priority. So all these are important countries. They can help Pakistan do that, provided we follow good policies and continuity of policies that create a enabling environment for foreign investors, not only for Chinese, for others. I mean, whosoever wants to come. But all these things can be done and should be done.